Hello, everyone. It's time for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 262, season 11. Today's date is October 3rd, 2023, and welcome to the program. On today's program, I will talk about my memories of watching the British TV series Monty Python's Flying Circus that aired on public television. It aired on WTTW-TV Channel 11 in Chicago in the 1970s. And I'll talk about my memories of watching the show, and also I have the top 20 funniest sketches that they did. So I don't know. I started thinking about it, I started laughing. I can't help it, but it was one of the funniest shows I ever watched as a kid. It's still funny. Also, I will talk about my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow, October 4th. I turned 60 years old. I'll talk about a little bit about that. But right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Does Detergent. And here's a commercial from 1978. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the program. Thank you, everyone.
Here, Tom, you'll need this cap with the overalls. My treat.
You're the best, Polly. Thanks.
Folks appreciate a little extra value. It's good American business sense. Take Does, for instance. They give you a sparkling wash. How's this for clean? Plus, a beautiful Southern tradition glass. Graceful smoke quilt pattern. Sturdy. Folks would buy Does for the cleaning alone, but there's a Southern tradition glass besides. That's honest American value.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit Shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Does Detergent. I remember this product very well. I remember the commercials. I used to see this product in grocery stores. I shopped with my mom. What's interesting about this type of laundry detergent is that it had glassware included and also china. I don't know if they fit in all that. That product's been around since the 1920s, and they advertised on radio and television, and it was manufactured by the Procter & Gamble company, and it was discontinued in 1980. I don't know what happened, why they stopped production, but this was very memorable, and I think you can find the glassware or the dishware on eBay. I think you do. I haven't looked, but I believe you can, if you're interested, or if you're nostalgic, go for it. But that's a shame. I forgot to ask my mom about this product. When she gets home, I'll ask her, do you remember Does? She probably does. I just rhymed. Sorry. Okay, at the beginning of the program, I mentioned what I'm going to talk about on this program. I'll talk about my memories of watching Monty Python's Flying Circus on Channel 11 in Chicago. That's WTTW-TV. Also, I will talk about my 60th birthday, which is tomorrow on October 4th. Before I get started, mention one thing. I'm still getting a lot of comments, and praise and about what I said about my Van Chicagoland group. Thank you again, everyone. I appreciate it. And they're wishing me an early happy birthday, which is great. It's very nice. So tomorrow I know I'm going to be inundated with comments and all that in texts and email. So it's going to be busy. So that's okay. I'll try to answer everyone, And so for plans for my birthday, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be home. Probably have a nice dinner. And then probably have a cake. I don't know what kind of cake I will get. I don't know if it's from the bakery or my mom will bake it. I don't know. That's up in the air. We'll see. I'll let everyone know what's going to happen. But it's a milestone because I'm going to turn 60. It seems like yesterday I was at Correas Elementary School. I mentioned this before, like I'm playing kids in recess, or I was in high school. Time flew. It really does, and kind of regrets I didn't get married or have children. I don't know. I just couldn't find the right person. I'm not disappointed. I have my health. I'm alive. I beat prostate cancer. I'm still a survivor. Not really cancer free, but not officially. I am in a way, but I'm here enjoying what I do with Van Chicagoland, with the Facebook posts and the podcast, and these wonderful fans are supporting me, cheering me on, and it's wonderful. I am so blessed. God gave me this to do, and I'm alive, and I will continue as much as I can, and I enjoy it every day. I really enjoy it. It's some people. I mentioned a couple. They're trolls and bots and all that. People think that why are you wasting your time? This is dumb. Who talks about the past? My advice: ignore the haters. Do what you love, and you'll love doing it. Believe me, it works. It's amazing, and I do. I really love doing it, and so reaching 60, it's not terrible. Maybe I'll cry, in the morning, but no. But I really have no regrets, like I said. So it's fine. I have my family, so that counts. And you have think positively, and just ignore the haters, and negative people. If it's possible, just stay away from them because those people don't change. They'll continue to do that for the rest of their lives. And it's hard. It's hard if they're family members. That's really tough. If it's friends, you could avoid them, or strangers. That's easy. Family's tough. It really is. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to be honest with your feelings to do what you love. Okay. Right now, we're going to talk about funny stuff. We're going to talk about Monty Python's Flying Circus. Give you a little history of this show, my memories, and I'll give you the top 20 sketches of. It was based on Entertainment Weekly, but I'm sure everyone has their own favorites, and some of you might not agree with, some of you do, but we'll see. Okay. So here's a history of the show. It first aired in October 5th, 1969 at the BBC network in England, ended December 5th, 1974. The funny thing about this show is it ran 4 seasons, but it had 45 episodes. It seemed longer, but it's not true. It's very short, and so they did 13 episodes. The first series, it's called series, not seasons. So, and the last one, they only aired about 6. But the funny thing is, John Cleese did not appear the last one, according to sources. He made a cameo, but the real reason is he got tired of it. And then there was Graham Chapman. There was rumor he's an alcoholic. I don't think it's a rumor, but he was an alcoholic and he drank. And John Cleese will not have of that. So I guess he wasn't reliable, but he was a funny man. But, there's conflict between, cast members. That happens on every show like that. So anyway, the show was it was a sketch comedy, just like Rowan Martin's Laugh-In or Benny Hill or any sketch, variety show. You get the Carol Burnett show. It was like that. But this one, they had some weird, crazy situations with some humor, sight gags, no punchline. It was just bad. It was just no, it wasn't bad. It was funny. Some of them don't make sense. A lot of people didn't really understand them, especially in America. But in England, they got it, no problem. And they used animation, in the beginning and in between, which was kind of the first time I saw it, was like bizarre. They had like these cut up historical figures, and of course the famous part of the animation when you hear the theme song is the naked foot falling down, and it makes a sound. It go like that. It sounds like a fart, but it's not. Still makes me laugh. So the cast consists of Graham Chapman, John Cleese, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, Michael Palin, and Terry Gilliam. Also, there was a woman. She did an actress. Excuse me. She was in part of the the sketches. Her name is Carol Cleveland. She wasn't there every episode, but she was a British comedian. And so it became very popular, and then all of a sudden it premiered in the United States, and I did a little research, and it premiered on October 20th, 1974 on Channel 11 WTTW on Sunday nights around 10:30, right after the news. So after a long weekend, like everyone else, they want to relax in the news, and they want to watch something funny before they go to sleep. And that was the show. And it was a big hit, a huge hit. And it was pretty much unedited. I don't think it was nudity. Not really. I remember bits of it, but I guess PBS just let it stand like that, and it just caught on. And there were other British TV series that aired on Channel 11. A lot of people told me this on Twitter or X and Facebook. There was like the Touranis, Dave Allen, and Doctor Who. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. I like science fiction, but I never caught on to that. But Dave Allen, I watched a few episodes of that, and he's a funny man. He would sit in the middle of a stage, smoking a cigarette, and explain what's going on. And there were some funny bits, which was, I never saw that on American television. Not really, but he did that. So he was, I don't know if he participated in those, maybe. So anyway, so let's see what else. So right now I'm going to play the theme song of Monty Python's Flying Circus. You may remember it fondly. If you want to see it on YouTube, it's there. They had, I don't know, because 3 or 4, they were different, but each series, they call it seasons to us, but it's series. So you could check it out. You could check them out if you like, so. Okay, so right now I'm going to play the theme song of Monty Python's Flying Circus. And when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more about my memories. And then I will list the top 20 funny sketches from that show. Okay, so here we go. Thank you, everyone.
Your neighborhood just got cooler with Kroger Delivery's refrigerated trucks. Simply order groceries at the same great prices online as in-store, and we'll bring them to you fresh every time. And if that wasn't cool enough, you can now earn 4 times the fuel points after 4 with your digital coupon. Choose a next-day Kroger delivery time slot for 4 p.m. or later on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Must deliver by February 4th. Restrictions apply. See Kroger.com for details.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the theme song for Monty Python's... excuse me, I can't say this. Monty Python's Flying Circus. This is terrible. I'm tongue-tied with this title. You may remember they had the historical figures and the music. The theme song of that, I can't think of that. Let's see. It was written by John Philip Sousa. Here we go. It's the Liberty Bell March, and it was performed by the band of the Grenadier Guards. They were a military band, but I think John Philip Sousa composed it first, like that. And that's a classic theme song. It's perfect for that. I don't know why they chose that. Okay, so my memories of this show was, I did stay up. Me and my brothers, we watched it, and it's hilarious, and we tried to decide. There was one sketch, I'm trying to remember. This is the first time where I think Graham Chapman was talking about something, and he had this fish bowl in front of him. I don't know what sketch it was. I'm trying to remember. And he put some things in a fishbowl, and the last thing he put some sausages. They call them bangers. It's a funny thing. I don't know what the reason was that. I got to watch the show again. I have to watch it. And it's on Blu-ray. It's on DVD. I should buy the Blu-ray. I heard it looks great. It's unedited, so maybe someday I'll buy it. Okay, and right now I'm going to talk about the top 20 sketches of Monty Python that they were the best, according to Entertainment Weekly. Like I said before, a lot of people might agree or disagree. I'm sure you have your own favorites, so here we go. Number 20 is The Cheese Shop, and it's kind of like a Dead Parrot sketch like that, and I remember seeing that. The episode was called Salad Days. So, okay. And next one was Dennis Moore, and it was that was funny too. And he was like John Cleese played a flower thieving highwayman. He's like who steals from the rich and gives to the poor, like that. Number 18 was The Undertaker. And that was with Graham Chapman played that. Also, another one which a lot of people love, and it's called Nudge Nudge, and it's that's a classic. That was number 17. Number 18 was The Undertaker. Excuse me. Number 16 was Self-Defense Against Fresh Fruit. I remember that one. That's funny. Here's another classic one. Number 15. It is a lot of the guys dressed up like women, dressed in dag, and they were called the Pepper Pots, and they were like screaming, arguing like that. And there was and they were watching the tele. That's how they said the television, and there was a large unexplained penguin perched on top of the TV set, and then exploded. Okay, number 14, we have the fish slapping dance. Oh, that was hilarious. That's funny. It's very short, but it's like two guys. It's slapping with fish to each other. Number 13 was Hell's Grannies. I remember this one. This one is there was like these old ladies. It's like Hell's Angels. They were a band of grandmothers. They were writing, vroom, vroom, like that. And they were spray painting, like graffiti, make tea, not love, like that. The other one was, this was John Cleese. It was funny. It was called Confuse a Cat. And there was just a cat. He was talking to a cat and he's doing all kinds of goofy stuff like that. Number 11 was the Dirty Fork. And he was, there was a guy, he asked his waiter if he could replace a dirty fork. And then everything went wrong. Also, number 10, we have John Cleese. He plays a pet owner demanding a license for his fish, Eric. Not to be confused with his cat, Eric, his dog, Eric, and his fruit bat, also named Eric. Number 9, who can forget this? Spam. Oh, and you had all these... they were all yelling spam, spam, spam. They were all over the place. It was set in a restaurant, and someone was yelling about spam, spam, spam. Right now, spam is called junk email, but it was spam, spam, spam. I don't like spam. Oh, like that. Next one is Upper Class Tweet of the Year, and that was funny too. Number 7 is the Lumberjacks song. And they always look at the bright side of life. It was like a song like that. And that was hilarious like that. But here's my all-time favorite, number 6. The Spanish Inquisition. Oh, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Oh, this is great. Okay. Also, number 5 is the Piranha Brothers. That was great. That was based loose on the Cray twins. They were these gangsters. They were twin brothers, and they terrorized London for so many years. They made a movie about that, starring members of Spandau Ballet. It looks very interesting. I'm going to watch that. Number 4 is the Killer Joke. Oh, that's good. Number 3 is the Argument Clinic. Oh, as Michael Palin and Cleese argue about the nature of the argument. And number 2 is the Ministry of Silly Walks. That's when John Cleese is walking kind of funny, with his long legs and with a bowler hat, and his legs are outstretched, walking around London like that. But it looks so silly, but it's hilarious. And of course, number 1 is the Dead Parrot. I find this funny. And they did, the funny thing is, according to Entertainment Weekly, they did this on Saturday Night Live in 1997. And it's still hilarious. So that's, a lot of people say this is the funniest one. The funniest sketch. But to me, it wasn't. I mean, it was funny. My favorite was the Spanish Inquisition, because I remember when either Michael Palin, no one can expect the Spanish Inquisition. So that sketch was there was these 2 women. There was an older woman. She was going through photographs, and she hands them to another young lady, and she rips them up and throws them in a basket. I don't know the reason why. And then she said, I think it was her husband. I mean, you have to listen to the sketch. I recorded it, so as soon as I'm done, you'll listen to it. And she says, "Oh, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition," and all of a sudden they pop up, and they yell, "No one expects the Spanish Inquisition." So right now I'm going to play the sketch of the Spanish Inquisition. And when I come back, I'll explain about what was so hilarious about this sketch. And it was very memorable to me and to most people. Okay? So here it is. Thank you, everyone.
This is Uncle Ted in front of the house. This is Uncle Ted at the back of the house. And this is Uncle Ted at the side of the house. This is Uncle Ted, back again at the front of the house, but you can see the side of the house. And this is Uncle Ted even nearer the side of the house, but you can still see the front. This is the back of the house, with Uncle Ted coming round the side to the front. And this is the Spanish Inquisition hiding behind the coal shed.
Oh, I didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
In the early years of the 16th century, to combat the rising tide of religious unorthodoxy, the Pope gave Cardinal Jimenez of Spain leave to move without let or hindrance throughout the land in a reign of violence, terror, and torture that makes a smashing film. This was the Spanish Inquisition.
Now, old woman, you are accused of heresy on 3 counts. Heresy by thought, heresy by word, heresy by deed, and heresy by action. 4 counts. Do you confess?
I don't understand what I'm accused of.
Then we shall make you understand. Biggles. Fetch the cushions. Here we are, Lord. Now, old lady, you have one last chance. Confess the heinous sin of heresy. Reject the works of the ungodly. 2 last chances. And you shall be free. 3 last chances. You have 3 last chances. The nature which I have divulged in my previous utterance.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right! If that's the way you want it. Cardinal, poke her with the soft cushion. Confess! 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 Have you got all the stuffing up on end?
Yes, Lord.
She's made of harder stuff. Cardinal Fang, fetch the comfy chair. The comfy chair? Yes. So, you think you are strong because you can survive the soft cushions? Well, we shall see. Biggles, put her in the comfy chair. Now, you will stay in the comfy chair until lunchtime with only a cup of coffee at 11. Is that really all it takes?
Yes, Lord.
I see. I suppose we make it worse by shouting a lot, do we? Confess, woman. Confess. Confess! 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 I confess! Not you!
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the Spanish Inquisition. Let me explain further about this sketch. The Spanish Inquisition captured the old lady, and they took her to some dungeon, and they put her on manacles against a wall and trying to torture her, you know. At first they used the pointed cushions. It didn't hurt her at all. You know, and use the pointed cushions. Next, one of the guys brought out a chair, a very comfortable chair, and then he said, "We'll torture you with the comfy chair." So they dragged the old lady, they sat her down, and and she got very comfortable, and he wanted her to confess, and he's yelling, "Confess, confess, and confess," and his cohorts were, "I'll confess." And the leader of the Spanish Inquisition said, "Not you." I don't know if they appeared after that. I think they did. Yeah, I think they appeared in another sketch. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I got to watch the show. I got to buy the show, on DVD. Yeah, it's time to do that. Okay, and so the show ended in December 5th, 1974, but reruns it still aired on Channel 11 throughout the 1970s. I think it stopped around 1980, 81. Then they brought it back, I believe, and then I think MTV aired it and did that. So let's see. So it was. There's so many classic sketches. Everyone has a favorite. They really do, and so it's it's one of the funniest shows I ever watched. They came out of in England. There was Benny Hill. Maybe I'll talk about him someday because they used to air the reruns on Channel 32, also 10:30 at night, but every night, and they were edited. And I had a few favorite episodes as well, but I'll discuss that at another time. But Monty Python just stood out. It's just amazingly funny, If a lot of people don't understand British humor, but I do, and so does my brother. He's a huge fan of that. But it doesn't matter. You have to listen closely what they say. It's the key of that. Okay. So that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about my memories of watching Monty Python's Flying Circus on WTTW-TV Channel 11 in Chicago that aired in the 1970s. Also, I talked about my birthday, my 60th birthday, which falls tomorrow. And this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. Also, it'll be on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. People still ask me where to find it. You will find it there. And the rest of the episodes, just subscribe. You get a notification of a new episode, and you're on your way. If you care to scan through the other episodes, please do. They're all there. Also, it'll be posted on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Click on the link, and you will listen. Okay. So I will do another podcast episode Saturday. Okay. But tomorrow, it's a big day to celebrate. So I'm just going to take it easy and just enjoy it. I promise not to cry. Yeah. They would say, your life's over. No, it's not. It's big. It's just beginning. 60 is the new 40. That's what some people told me. Because a lot of people that I know that I went to grade school and high school, they all turned 60 so far. And they said, life goes on. Just enjoy it. Okay. So this is Pete Costanis, your host for Van Chicago Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. It is a gorgeous day, for October. It's like summer out there. Just enjoy the sunshine. Maybe I'll do a little walk. We'll see. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.